Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm DJ Dract over at Misfit Gaming, and I've got a crew walkthrough video for you today of planes. Last time, if you remember, we went over tank crew. Well, tank crew is very different from planes. Okay, right here we have your pilot, your sole dude. This is the guy that you're going to be piloting. That's going to be piloting your planes. So it's important that we have this. All right, keen vision. We've already talked about that in the tanks. If you're just tuning in, keen vision is directly the skill of your pilot being able to identify targets and point them out in the sky. All right, so if you're flying high up in the clouds and you see a little speck off in the distance, if you can see it with the old Mark 1 eyeball, but your pilot can't see it and he hasn't outlined it in red yet, that possibly means that his keen vision isn't too high. His awareness is going to be this skill affects the range at which enemies are detected in the vicinity around the vehicle and not directly in front of it. Thus, the higher skill, the earlier the enemies are marked before becoming invisible. So basically what this means is that if you are flying around, just herp to derp, flying around, and all of a sudden you see blip, a little red blip on your radar, and you look around and you snap your neck around, you hold the old C button and look around and you see, oh, it's a yak one diving on me. That's what awareness is. It's basically it's your skill to detect dive bombers, all right? Last night I got dived on by a typhoon. It was completely embarrassing. I didn't see him coming at all. And yeah, so there you go. Awareness, that's what that skill directly affiliates. G tolerance, what does that do? Well, when you pull G's, you're turning. All right, so your G tolerance will if you turn and your screen goes really black and it's hard to see what's in front of you, and sometimes you just don't have a bearing on where your target is and it gets you killed. That's because your G tolerance is not high. All right, going over to this slot. No, this slot. Boom. My G tolerance here is quite high, so my G tolerance, actually everything's maxed out. So this right here, this slot is my ace slot. I ace this out for my P40, but I have an F48 in there right now. But anyways, that's beside the point. As you can see, G tolerance is all the way high, so my screen would not go black if I pull a high G turn. All right, it would go a little white, but I'd still be able to see what I'm doing. All right, now going back over to my bomber. Stamina. This crew allows the resist fatigue for a long period of time. Accuracy and G tolerance gradually decrease depending upon the time spent in the session and the number of G forces sustained. So, your pilot, all right, if you're shooting at a target, you're like, why can't I hit this guy? What the f is going on? Probably because your stamina is low. All right, if you've pulled off a lot of turns and your screen's gone black several times, your pilot may have low stamina. I sure as hell know when I went onto a roller coaster and I pulled off a G in a roller coaster. I don't know how many G's I pulled, but I blacked out like a pussy, man. I did. I was just like, and I woke up. I was like, no. I was so weak afterwards. So just imagine that your pilot. All right. If your pilot has 0 in G tolerance, man, he's like me. You're lucky he's flying the plane still, damn it. Give him some stamina so he doesn't have to deal with what I had to deal with, all right? Just stop and just give him some stamina and G tolerance, for the love of God, please. Vitality directly affects their health and, their resistance to taking injuries. If your pilot gets knocked out in arcade, that's it, game over. Your pilot gets knocked out, that's it. Bye-bye plane, bye-bye. That's it. I'm serious. No, that's it. I'm dead serious. If your pilot gets knocked out, that's it, because that's the guy flying the plane. Yeah. So there you go. Now we're going to go over to gunners. Now gunners, number of experienced gunners. I have a B-17 here, and we have 8 turrets on this thing. Correction, 9 turrets. We have 9 turrets on this thing, and I only have 6 gunners. So essentially, I only have 6 gunners. So my B-17G right here is not running at maximum performance, as it says right here. Number of experienced gunners is in the crew. If the aircraft has more gunners than the number of experienced gunner, the crew does not run at maximum performance. So if you have, that's not true, because I have more experienced gunners than gunners, so my crew's not going to be suffering that penalty. But if you're running, like, say, a B-25 Mitchell, and you're at low levels, and you haven't invested points into your experienced gunners, then you essentially, your bomber is just going to be firing blanks. It's not going to hit aircraft very well. It's not going to hit anything very well. So just keep that in mind, yeah? Why am I suffering? Oh, okay. No, I am suffering a penalty. As you can see, I don't have the number of experienced gunners that are needed. So I'm suffering a penalty right now. Okay, so I was wrong. I was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, moving on, fire accuracy. What does that do? The accuracy of the gunner's fire increases the traverse speed of a turret, increases the maximum burst length up to 3 times, and increases the distance at which its gunners can start firing by up to 275%, and increases the distance at which targets can be anticipated. Increasing the chances of simultaneous fire and leading the target, removes miscalculation and leading the target decreased by 7 times. There you go. So, fire accuracy. It's going to be the distance in which your gunners are going to be able to identify a target and lead the target and accurately judge where the target's going to be going. That's what fire accuracy does. Fire precision reduces the scatter of the gun by 2.5 times, increases the burst length up to a third when fully researched, increases the distance at the gunners open fire increases the distance at which the gunners open fire in arcade battles by a marginal amount up to 8%. Increases the chance of simultaneous fire and leading the target just by fire accuracy. Okay, so fire precision directly rolls with fire accuracy as well. So that gives you a pretty good bonus on your gunners as well. If you're a bomber pilot, this is something that you want to invest a lot of points in. As you can see, I have. But unfortunately, my B-17 just doesn't have the gunners to cut it out. All right. Now, G-tolerance. Your crew can take effective G-tolerance as well. Hey. Pulling off tight turns in a B-17 probably isn't the best idea, but if you have to do it, just keep in mind your crew does get G tolerance as well. So this is another thing you want to, if you don't want them to be like me, if you don't want them to be like me, just put the points into G tolerance. Just do it already, and just don't let them be like me. All right, for the love of God, give them some stamina, please, as well, because they need stamina, or else they're not going to be able to fire at that BF-109 that's diving on you. Okay, and vitality directly, your gunners can't get knocked unconscious by fire that they receive or that the bomber receives. So put points in vitality as well, because that's going to definitely boost the survivability of your gunners. Okay, gunners are important, and they are the survival and lifeblood of bombers. So this is something that you want to invest a lot of time and money and stuffs. Not actual money. I mean, if you want to spend actual money, go right ahead. But I'm talking like not money, because you don't spend money to do. You get the point. What I'm trying to say. God, going on the ground service, repair speed and repair rank. So repair speed, when you land on that runway, your repair speed right here. When you land on a runway that is controlled by your friendly forces and your aircraft starts to repair, this directly affects that timer that is there. Right now, my P-40, when I land on an aircraft, on a runway, it only takes me about 7 seconds to reload, repair, and get back in the air. Right? No matter what amount of damage my aircraft has suffered. That's true to the day. I had a hole in my wing and a hole in my fuselage, and it took me only 7 seconds to repair that crap. Give that crew a medal. Seriously. I'm serious. Give them a medal. That's 7 seconds to repair a hole in my wing. That's crazy. We also have repair rank, which maximum rank of mechanic can repair. I don't know what that is. Repair rank sounds I don't know. I want to say it's like the I don't know. Let me maximum rank of I don't know. Your reload speed. If you drop your bombs, you your ammunition is spent. This is what's going to be directly affecting your skill. Um, right now, my bombers can drop their bombs and they have a reload speed of 52 seconds before their bombs back up. My P-40, when it's firing its guns and it has to reload, it's 5 seconds before it's reloaded and everything like that. That's on this slot. So that's what reload speed does. It directly affects the skill that you are reloading in arcade battle, of course. In arcade, your weapons reload and everything like that. I don't think they do in simulator or realistic. I think you actually have to go and, you know, But that's still, if you were to land, right? If you were to land on an airfield, that also directly affects your repair speed or reload speed while you're on the ground. Weapon maintenance. So basically, when you are firing your guns, you may notice like this little red circle slowly creeping up on your target reticule. That is the overheating of your guns. If your guns overheat, one of them will jam, and then you'll only have a few effective guns. So you have to watch that little red bar that's going around your circle, because if it actually gets all the way up and fills up, you'll hear a tink, and that's one of your weapons being overheated. So then you have to actually catch a reload to repair the weapon. The weapon maintenance reduces that effect of overheating, so your weapons will not overheat as fast if you're firing like a lot. But why you would be firing? Why you would hold down the trigger? I don't know. Maybe you're just Rainbow, and we don't know about it, or Johnny Rombo, whatever how you pronounce his name, dude with the 60 M60 that went up and just like just went ham on that command base. That guy, yeah, maybe you're that guy and we don't know about it, and you just like to hold down the trigger and just firing everything. Maybe that's you, maybe that's not, but if for the rest of us, we fire in bursts. Why? Because it reduces the chance of overheating. We will hold down the trigger when necessary. Like if we're doing head-on passes, we'll hold down the trigger because the amount of ammunition that's going to be spent is we don't care because we know we're going to die. But if we are chasing somebody, we like to burst fire. That's the most effective way to do it. But anyways, that's beside the point, because weapon maintenance, if you're burst firing, you don't need to put points into it. But I still put points into it. Why? Because who knows? Maybe you want to be Mr. Rainbow and just fire at everything. Maybe you're just that guy. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. But anyways, thank you for watching. This is DJ Dracto. I've been here. Oh, and qualification. Of course, the qualification we already know about. We've talked about that in the last one, but if you're new here, qualification basically gives you a bonus to your crew. Let me swap this out for my P40, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Right. Okay, let me find it. There it is. And my P40s. Ah, yeah, my kitty hawk. All right, so it used to be a 50 bonus, but unfortunately it's not that anymore. Maybe I need to, there it is. Yes, it is a 50 bonus. So if you ace out your target, your slot, you get a 50 bonus. So my repair speed and my reload speed is 100 right now. That's hot damn. That's great. That is good. That is absolutely great. So we get a 50%. We get a 50 bonus to all of this, which is great because it's great. Right? It's amazing. It's the greatest thing in the world. Now, if I was to swap my this is my bomber slot as well, because I got 9 gunners on it. Okay, so there you go. All right, so that's pretty much the crew for aircraft in a nutshell. Yeah, I think that's a wrap. That's a wrap, guys. I think it's a wrap. Yep, that's a wrap. So I'll see you next time on the next one. I hope you all have a good day, and I'll catch you next one.